Welcome back to Homesteading with the Zimmermans, where we work hard and play hard on our little corner of land in Iowa. My husband and I were born and raised Old Order Mennonite, or horse and buggy Mennonite, as some refer to them as. And although we are no longer part of that culture or community, we are intentional about passing on the old-fashioned skills of our childhood to the next generation. Good morning. Welcome back. I had a couple different recipes I was going to share with you on today's video. Actually had most of the filming done and was about to start editing yesterday when we had something very exciting happen, and I decided to go with a different direction with this week's video. So most of you know that we have a couple milk cows, and Norma is our black and white milk cow, and she is part Normandy, part Jersey. So she's half Normandy, half Jersey. And when we bought her back in February, we knew that she was pregnant. And we knew that she was due around the first week of July. So we were keeping a close eye on her. And I will continue the video and show you what happened yesterday. So when I went down to milk the cows in the morning, I saw Norma standing holding her tail out, and then she would lay down and she would start straining a little bit. But at this point, I wasn't too excited because I knew that it can take a while. And also I didn't want to bring the kids down too early and disturb her too much before her labor had progressed very far. So, but when I came down after lunch and saw the bag of waters protruding, this is definitely when I called the children and said, hey, if you want to watch a calf be born, you gotta come now. So as Norma's labor progressed, we checked to make sure that the two little hooves that we could see inside the water bag were turned facing downward so that we would know the calf was in the proper position. And as we watched, we could tell that the next thing to present itself was a little pink calf nose. And so we knew that the calf was in the right position, and it would only be a matter of time until it was born. Well, not only a matter of time, also a matter of a lot of effort on Norma's part. So as Norma got up with that final push, I noticed that the calf was laying twisted with its head bent under the rest of its body. So I handed the phone to one of the girls and wanted to straighten it out, but I also wanted to respect Norma's space, and I didn't know how she would feel about me touching her newborn calf, but she was okay with it. And I just had to pull on the back legs a little bit, and everything straightened out, and the calf started lifting its head. So everything seems to be okay. Norma's doing a great job cleaning up the calf, and I checked to see if it's a boy or a girl, and it's a little bull calf. And Norma is cleaning up the calf, and this stimulates the calf's circulatory system, and also Norma licking all that amniotic fluid and other birth fluids off of the calf. Tells her body to start making milk, and it helps her uterus to contract and pass the placentas. It's just a lot of healthy things going on right now. So within minutes, the calf is trying to get up, and we are all standing there cheering him on, and I'm starting to think about moving this calf and cow to the barn, mostly to get them away from all the flies. And we can control the flies in the barn and up around the buildings, but when you get out in the open field like this, the flies, especially when there is blood and birthing fluid, the flies are just so drawn, and it seemed like they came from all the farms around just to visit us out here in the field. It is a boy calf, isn't it cute? Yeah. Don't make her nervous.
she lays back down, gets more rest, gets more strength. Looks like. As like a. We should name it Ringo. It has a little black ring around its eye.
Mm-hmm.
Like a black spot.
Ringo.
Ringo.
Good job, Norma.
And white on his back. I can't wait to see him when he grows up.
So as Norma lay down, I walked around to her backside and I thought she was probably going to deliver the placenta. Imagine my surprise when I saw 2 more hooves and a little pink nose sticking out. And although I know that twins are not that uncommon, I had never experienced it myself, so I was very surprised. And the internet tells us that only 3 to 5% of cows will have twins. But Elvin, who grew up on a dairy farm, says that he says it's more than 3 to 5%. At this point, we are in complete shock, and I check to see what gender it is, and it's another bull calf, which is better than it being a heifer calf, because 90% of the time when twins are born and one is a bull and one is a heifer, the heifer is not able to reproduce. Like, she will have problems getting pregnant because of the high levels of testosterone in utero with her, little boy brother.
Hey, maybe God did that on purpose to replace our other cow.
Yeah.
Because that one looks just like our other cow. Yeah, that looks just like our other cow. I can't believe she had twins.
That's crazy.
That was such a surprise.
It's in the poop, it's slippery. She's like,
Gotta get milk, gotta get milk, gotta get milk.
We're dogs.
She's like, I'm practicing. I'm ready.
Oh.
She's like, yay! Get milk, get milk.
Yeah, they usually nurse within hours. Look, he's like, I know where I want. Oh.
Don't step back. Don't step back.
Is this charger on?
Oh.
What shall we name them? Justice and Liberty.
Liberty and
Ben and Jerry.
Liberty and Liberty Bell.
You think?
Yeah, this is Ben and Jerry. Brown one's Ben, and then Jerry.
No, we have a Ben. We can't name it Ben, right?
What's like?
We could name him Tom and Jerry.
Oh yeah, that movie. No, Brenda. Wait, she's gonna lick and then he's gonna fall down. Got it? Tap on him. Yes.
I'm coming, Mom. Getting steadier.
Brenda's gonna let it nurse. At this point, the firstborn calf starts wandering around, and I really think Brenda, my low Jersey cow, would have adopted that first one. And Norma seems to be getting a little distraught. So we decide that it's a good time to take them to the barn away from all the other cows. Norma will follow her calves.
You can grab it by its legs?
Yep.
You want me to get the front leg?
Yep.
Use your legs, buddy.
Oh. Okay, now we'll get the other one.
Will the other one stay in there?
Okay, get
Not the baby.
Okay, we'll do the same.
Hey, no.
Okay, grab its front legs. We'll do the same. Grab its legs like you did the other one. Grab its legs. All right.
Where's the garden leaf?
All right, start pulling.
You're gonna have to push.
Yeah, I will. Maxwell, we're coming.
And it's mostly uphill. One.
Get your position.
Go through the woods. Like we do. Through the woods.
Through that.
Like the path that we usually bring the cows down.
Okay, don't let any of the other cows get through.
Just Norma.
No. Why can't we go up this driveway?
Okay.
Because Norma's not used to that.
Okay. Since it rained, there's probably gonna be a puddle there.
No.
Good job, Mom. There's actually not a puddle there. Been there before. Yeah, we wouldn't have had to.
I don't think the gate is open. Oh. We're gonna have to go up so that we can get down. Ready? We can't go.
Oh, I got out, I got out. Set it down.
Going up the hill.
Because we can't go the other way.
I feel like one's gonna die because it's trying to snap something.
No, it'll be okay. They're really flexible when they're
No,
little.
I said I feel like one's gonna die.
They're really flexible when they're little, Kendrick. Their bones are soft.
That's what, Sushi, if you just be soft with this, it won't wait, look.
Oh, yes.
My leg.
Jessa. That's a cooler out by the altar.
We've ate cows.
Then are we gonna start again?
Yeah, park as close as you can. You get Hadass
We
again.
can go up. Let's go up kind of beside the water.
Yeah, that's good.
I have to move Dave. Ready?
Yeah, you tell her, Norma.
You're not allowed to nurse.
Well, I just wanted that one to be a little more upright. Okay, you got it, Harriet Maxwell? Don't let go.
Oh,
You're gonna
got it?
That one hasn't stood up yet.
Try to get it in the back corner.
Do you want me to stay in here when you bring another one?
Sure.
Oh, that one's trying to stay. Harrison, Norma's coming in.
Mom!
Harrison, back up.
There's an opening that the cats can get out from, Mom.
Yeah, we'll close that.
Why are you being
Here,
so
get that.
poopy?
Get that.
Why am I so poopy?
All safe. That other one almost stood up.
Did it? At this point, we have not seen either of the calves nurse yet, and it's been about 2 hours since they were born. But we're not too concerned because we plan on separating them anyway, as we don't calf share. So we just keep an eye on them, and if they get some colostrum from mom, that's okay. But we are just going to leave them alone, let them get settled in a little bit, and they're all nice and comfy as we leave for Wednesday night church services. So we're home from Wednesday night church services, and we're not sure if either or any of the calves have nursed. So we're going to milk out some colostrum, enough for 2 bottles full, and then we're gonna bottle feed the calves.
Yeah, red. Says red pied dairy cow.
Look at all that beautiful yellow colostrum. Do you have one of the bottles? So colostrum is the first milk that the mother produces and is very important for developing the calves' gut and immune system, and has some antibacterial properties and will help them get a good, healthy start in life.
Get out of here.
He's like, none of your business. Why is she eating the hay? Mom.
She's like so wobbly getting down. She's like, really, your butt?
Okay, now remember that calves have a slit in their throat right here, and they have to look up to drink so that their milk goes in their proper stomach. Otherwise, the milk goes in their wrong stomach, and then they can get sick. So that's why you hold the bottle upside down. You hold it like, you can go like this to get them started, and then once they're sucking, you hold it upside down, like that. Okay? Put it down by your belly. Okay, now you gotta get him started again.
This is not the easiest.
Okay, now hold it down by your belly. Put your arms the other way. Put your other arm the other way too. Yeah, just like that. And then as I try to get the 2 youngest sons adjusted to what will be their new morning and evening chore, and I try to help the calves learn to drink from a bottle. It seems like somewhat of a two-ring circus, but we make progress slowly but surely, and the calves will get much better at drinking their bottles, and the boys will get much better at knowing how to give the calves their bottles. So one of the reasons that we don't calf share, there's multiple reasons where that we don't calf share. Calf sharing is when like they separate the babies at night from the mom, and then they let the babies be, then they milk the mom, and then they let the babies be with the mom all day long, and then they separate them again at night, and that way the babies get some milk and the people get some milk, right? And but one of the reasons we don't do that is sometimes the mama cows, then they don't let down their milk. They don't want to let the people have their milk. They can hold back all their milk for their babies. And then when that happens, when the mamas hold back all their milk for the babies can't drink it all, and then the mamas get mastitis. Like they get an infection in their milk bag because there's too much milk in there that you aren't milking out. So that's one of the main reasons we don't calf share. The other reason is when you calf share, then the babies always want to nurse the mom, and they can't go out on the same pasture, because they'll nurse the mom even when they're big, like Lizzie and Paprika. And this way, we'll just milk the milk and give it to the babies. They can still get all the good nutrition that they would get if they were on mom, but we won't have all the problems that can happen when you calf share.
Did any of our cows get mastitis?
Yeah, I've had cows with mastitis before.
Did we get like smoky?
Yeah.
Mom, look.
Mm-hmm.
How did they get mastitis?
Norma, Kendrick, go make her go back. I'm going to answer some more questions about calf sharing, and because according to all the questions I've gotten on my Instagram, there's a lot of misconception or judgment when it comes to how we feed our calves. So, number one, this is the way that works best for us. I'm not saying that this is the only way or the best way to have dairy cows. Lots of homesteaders and even small dairies successfully calf share differently than we do. And as long as the calves are well fed and the mama is taken care of, it doesn't really matter. That's the end goal, is well-fed calves and a healthy mom and babies all around. So the calf sharing that most people think of when they think of calf sharing is, and I explained this to the boys briefly, is where the babies nurse directly from the mom. They'll drink from the mom all day long, and then they separate the mom and babies at night. Then they milk the cow in the morning, and then they let the mom and the babies run together all day again. And then around 3 to 5 months, they will wean the calves and take them off of mom. And that's how that's what people call calf sharing. And the way that we do it differently is that we don't let the babies nurse from mom, but they still get mom's milk. We milk the mom, and then we put that milk into bottles and give it to the babies. And in this way, instead of having the traumatic weaning between 3 to 5 month old, where the mom is stressed because she wants to be with her babies, the babies are stressed because they want to be with mom, and listen, it's days and days of bellowing that way. And then the mom holds back her milk because instinctively she wants to save it for when she's with her babies again. and then there's chances of mastitis. Those are all the things that we've run into with the traditional calf sharing. And this way, as you can see, there is no stress. Mom is here, she's with the babies are getting well fed. No, they can see each other, they can even smell each other, and mom can lick the babies if she needs to, they just can't nurse. And in this way, the imprint on the babies is much, much less, and the imprint on the babies is much less, and they won't even remember nursing. We don't even know if they ever nursed from mom because we gave them a bottle within those first 6 hours. So they will be able to go out and join the herd by the time they are 2 and 3 months old, instead of having to wait until they're 6 and 7 months old until they've forgotten how to nurse. Because they never have nursed from mom, they can join the herd as early as 2 months old, and they won't even try to nurse from mom. So yes, it's a little more work in the very beginning this way, because we have to bottle feed the calves. We're milking the mom and bottle feeding the calves. And that's why a lot of homesteaders will calf share the traditional way, where they just let the babies run with mom all day, is because it cuts down on the amount of actual milking that they have to do. So I'm back. My mic died and I had to go charge that. But the end goal is healthy animals, and this is what works best for our family, is to not let the cows and the calves imprint on each other, because there's less stress, we've found, if we don't let them imprint on each other and then have the stress of weaning them. So we just wean them right after they're born and let them be close to mom, let mom be close to them, and then we milk the milk and feed it to the babies in the bottles. That's why you see us bottle feed the babies. So it's a lot of work for those first couple months, but then after that, they go out on the pasture and everything is normal. Right now they're each drinking about 1 gallon of milk a day, and that will escalate. So we won't be getting a whole lot of milk from Norma to take to the house, but that's okay. We have another milk cow that is in milk, and we have plenty of milk right now just using that cow's milk. And I just won't get to make any cheese, but that's okay, because I am very, very busy with garden things right now. So my husband grew up on a dairy farm, and on the commercial dairies, they would remove the cows, on a commercial dairy, they would remove the calves from the cow immediately after birth and give them, make sure they get a colostrum at least once, and then they would sell the bull calves like that day or the next day. They would sell the bull calves, keep the heifer calves, and put the babies on formula, like milk replacer. So if we would get to the point where we would want more of Norma's milk, we could sell one of the calves, or we could just switch them both to, drinking formula. But we definitely will keep them on mom's milk for the first month, just to give them a good start in life. And then if we do switch to formula, we will wait until they're eating some solids before we switch them over to formula. So like I said, my husband was raised on a dairy farm. So the way I take care of my cows is heavily influenced by his experience on the dairy farm. And like I said, this is what works for our family. Does not mean that this is the right way or the only way to calf share. But this is our way of calf sharing, where the babies get mom's milk, but we don't have to go through the stress of weaning them, and they don't tear up her teats, and she lets down her milk for me because she's not waiting for the calves, and it's more intense of a workload for us, but in the long run, we have experienced a whole lot less trouble by doing it this way, a lot less problems by calf sharing with the bottle instead of with the mom. And in the end, we have to remember that animals don't have eternal souls. So if they are healthy and well cared for, we have done our job well. Isn't that right, buddy? Oh, you're so cute. So now that chores are done, Norma is fed. I mean, the calves are fed. We're gonna let Norma out on this barn pasture, kind of this winter paddock around the barn. And we're gonna leave the gate open. She'll have access to her stall right next to the calves, and she can go in and out there as she pleases. And then the boys and I will come out at lunchtime and give the calves some more milk. And then tonight, when we milk Norma, we will try and empty out all the colostrum. Like this morning, I just took 2 bottles full for the calves, and then at lunchtime, we'll take that amount again. And then tonight, we will take it all that we can. And then from here on out, we will empty her every time that we milk her. And then after about 2 weeks, Norma will rejoin the herd. And right now we're just needing to keep an eye on her to watch for milk fever and to make sure that she passes those placentas. And that is Lizzie out there with her. She's 5-month-old. So Lizzie has been weaned from her mom for about 2 months now. So I don't think that she will try and nurse, but we're just gonna keep an eye on them anyway. So at the time of editing this video, the babies are 24 hours old and they've had 3 bottles full of colostrum and they are doing well. All the other barn animals are happy to have milk in the barn again. We've been milking out in the field all summer and I think the animals have missed this. So that's it for today's video, and thank you all for watching. We are very excited about these calves. In other news, it is definitely the season of abundance here on the homestead. The bush beans are doing very well, and we have canned over 50 quarts of beans so far. I did an in-depth green bean video last summer, and I will link that one in the description for you. The other thing that is producing in abundance is the black raspberries. We are making black raspberry smoothies and ice cream, and so far we have not had an abundance enough to put them in the freezer, but I think that time is coming. One of the other projects we have going is taking down all the dead ash trees around the property so that they don't fall and take down wires or damage some of our buildings. And because we are losing all the shade in our backyard, we've also started our next project, which is building a covered patio for an outdoor living space in the backyard. Second cutting of hay has been made and is growing back nicely. We are still very much praying for rain, but we've had enough to keep things alive, even if they're not thriving. And Uno's babies are growing up and wandering further away from their mother. And yet, they always come back under her wings for the night.